Arsenal fan TV America. We are top of the league. That's a welcome back right there. That's a welcome back right there that we're happy to have because we are sick of this. And you know what we're sick of? We're sick of you taking us to believe in new heights only to drop us back down. It happens every time. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to celebrate it while we're up. Every time we're up, every time we're doing something good, I'm going to start celebrating it like we won the Premier League already. We're on top of the league. We're on top of the league.
It's a fact. We are on top of the league.
It's a fact. So let's start with that. What a great game. I mean, awesome. We won against Wolves. Now, let's not get too carried away. First of all, this poor Wolves side had just about everyone from their main team gone, injured. Even the people who came on for them, they really only had maybe like 50 minutes in them. They were that injured, that poor, that they had to take them off early. There was so many kids trying to get their debut out of this situation. So, okay, let's start with Arsenal lineup. It was actually really good today. You know, we had our usual suspects in the back. Kiwior, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. Speaking of Kiwior, he came on for an injured Tomiyasu. And so, first of all, hats off to Tomiyasu in his last game against Bayern. Wow. He threw everything he had at this game and defended like his life depended on it. I was really impressed and got hurt in the process. That's what happens when you give everything you got. On top of that, yeah, he's playing on the wrong side of the field, which always gets the poor guy hurt. I don't know why he doesn't want him to insist on not letting him play in his position, but that's another story for another day. So Kiwior came on for Tomiyasu. Then in your midfield, you had Odegaard, Kai Havertz, and Declan Rice, of course, always doing his thing in our midfield, bossing it around. You know, Odegaard is so hyped up and so, like, already treated as if he's a superstar. Overrated is the perfect word for it. I've had enough. Listen, you had a first great half against Bayern. I'm going to give you that. But it wasn't enough, as usual. It's always like glimmers of hope or glimmers of something beautiful, and it's never enough. It's always like you want to pretend like you're doing the best. I'd also love to see some kind of stats on how many times he receives the ball and then holds on to it too long and ends up losing it. You know, he expects everything to be a foul. Everything to be a foul. Listen, not everything is a foul. Sometimes you held it on too long. You made the mistake of holding on to it too long. Now pass it or get rid of it or go. But anyway, that's our midfield. On top of him sat, which I was very happy about, Trossard, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. I'm happy to see Trossard always, but where's Martinelli always? Listen, in my opinion, Saka has become totally jaded, completely. He is so used to, almost entitled to have that this position is his and that no one else will get it and he'll only play. He's no longer hungry for it. So that hunger is gone and it's shown. You know, he gets the ball and doesn't do what he used to do anymore. He used to take us forward. He used to cut in and at least take a risk. Now it's like, okay, I shouldn't make it. I'd rather just hold on to it, do a trick, and then pass it back. Okay, well, we've all had enough of that. Let's play Martinelli a little more. Let's switch it up a little more. We have other players, so let's use that. So this team, which is great that we started with, of course, David Raya, goalie, should have been dominating the Wolves like we used to do when Arsene Wenger was a coach, when Unai was a coach. We used to really take them to the cleaners. But now it's like, wow, with a messed up team like this, and we still were not. There was several moments where Wolves could have scored on us. Like real goals. So that leads me to the question, can you believe this is one of the teams competing for the top of the Premier League right now? Against the Liverpool, with a leaving Klopp, whose team should be playing for him. You know, it's his last year. They should be playing all out. They should be winning. But they're, whatever. And he just won the Premier League, so they're also at a point where they're, like, not as hungry. Us, we should be hungry. We haven't had it in how many years? We've been dying for it. Even since the end of Arsene Wenger's days, we were wishing for something more than to just be in the Champions League. We wanted some kind of trophy. So we're hungry. Feed us at least this Premier League. We're already out of the Champions League, so at least look the part. We appreciate you going this far and all that you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like there are too many instances where you could have made better choices. There's too many instances where you're getting so much praise that you don't see what it is you could be doing better, which really always hurts us in the end. We've had enough. Stop making these horrible lineup decisions. Stop making these horrible decisions of swapping the players at the wrong times with the wrong player. Did you see Xabi Alonso the other day? Oh my God, what a game he played. Bayer Leverkusen had an amazing game, but the real point was that he made this substitution in the 25th minute that changed the game. Don't be afraid to make the substitution when you need it at the right time. Don't hold on to your mistake because it's already made. I've had enough of Arteta and his mistakes, and I've had enough of him learning here at Arsenal as if we're the college for managers to come out of. We've had enough of that because at this point, we're too close. We're too close. We come too close again. Every time since he's been here, it's been this sad journey where we just come close to getting top 4. We just come close to getting in the UCL. We just come close and we don't get it. And it's like, the point is, there's no reason not to get it. In this competition where it's between us, Liverpool, and Man City, there's no reason for us to not be getting it right now. This is our time because we're always on top. That's the point. We've been on top. It's in our control. We have the chance in our hands. All we have to do is hold on to it and not mess it up thoroughly like we keep doing. It was ours. That's what makes me so mad. It was ours. It's been ours. There's no reason for another club to come and take it from us, especially last season, how far ahead we had. Which brings us to last week, like Aston Villa of all the people. Another game we should be winning that we don't win. Yes, okay, we may not win against the big clubs all the time or ever. But at least do us the favor of treating these other clubs like they deserve to be treated. We are Arsenal. We are top of the league for a reason. We are as good as we are for a reason. There are so many fans out there because the game that Arsenal plays is beautiful and different. Let's not lose that in whatever you're trying to do right now, whatever experiment you're working on. We don't have time for that. We want to watch our games. This is something we go to love and enjoy and watch. Did we have to wait all the way till the end of the game for Thomas Partey to come on and then free up Declan Rice so all of this beautiful football can start happening? We scored. Why? Why is it so difficult to play the players that we have who would actually help us at the right time? I don't understand, and I feel like none of the other commentators are saying anything about it. It's constantly, oh my God, how many praises can we sing in Arteta's name? Why? Let me just hear more about Xabi Alonso instead, because that's the only coach I've seen lately that's really doing things that's impressive. Other than that, Arteta is the last person who should be getting your praise. I was kind of hoping this getting out of Champions League, at least something good might come of it, and we might hear some whispers of Arteta getting out. Of course not. Of course we don't hear that. So I'm going to skip right over it because nothing's going to come from it. So Arsenal scored, Trossard scored, 44th minute, right before the half. Great shot. Just took it and snatched it. That's what I love about this player. He doesn't waste his chances. He doesn't waste his time on the ball. He takes it if he has it and he scores or passes when he's needed. Great job. Thank you very much, Trossard. One of my favorite players on Arsenal right now. And then we come back in the second half. And and Odegaard at the end is able to connect with Thomas Partey. Funny, the second goal comes at the end of the second half. So, from Odegaard, who the only reason I have criticisms for is because I know he could be better, or I know he could be up to the level of people that praise him right now, the level they praise him at. He could be at that level, but he's not. So stop giving him all of this accolades. Let him show us with hard work what he's actually about. Right now, he's just riding high on what people already say he is. But you're not there yet. You know who else also isn't there is Saka. Star boy, all this boy. You are no longer hungry. You haven't been hungry in a long time. I'd like to see some of our Arsenal players showing us that they give a shit about the club. So saying that about these two, as a fan, I demand more from my captain especially, and from my star boy especially. That's enough. Act like you're hungry again. Give a hoot about our club. Care the way we care. The Arsenal fans really care, and we've kind of had enough. We're up to here. We're always going to care and watch, but how long are you going to take us for granted for? That's enough. Show us that you're playing for the Premier League. The amount of times today Saka was walking casually or jogging as if he was doing something, but his placement was never actually useful. This game is not about being only on the ball. It's like more like 90% about what you're doing off the ball, how you're helping your team when you don't have the ball or any point to position. So, Saka, I need you to watch yourself. Pay attention. Help your team out. Don't just take this position that you have for granted anymore. You haven't done anything to earn it. Win the Premier League and then we'll see. I mean, you are not Thierry Henry level yet, but you're acting like it. That's the problem. That is a big problem, to act like you're a legend like Thierry Henry when you're really still in the midst of your growth. It's okay to be growing, but don't act like you're the poo already. So we'll see what Saka can do for us. Chelsea at the Emirates. So they come to us. Hopefully we can, and we will see what our team can produce. We will see what team Arteta starts with. It's always interesting to see. And I always rather see a team without Jorginho, without Fabio Vieira, and without Zinchenko. It's really not that hard. There's a lot of players. There's a plethora. And, let's start switching up Saka. Give him a break. Let him get hungry for this position. Please start Martinelli. Please start Martinelli with Trossard, because Trossard gives everybody room to make creativity happen. And that's what we want to see. Especially Jesus, you can't be as great as you used to be, but we need to see this creativity again. And Trossard brings that out in them. We'd like for you to play the game right from the beginning. Start the right combination of players. But at the same time, it's crazy to think that this Arsenal, at this day and age, Trossard is most skillful player. Who do we have topping him right now? Move for move, holding up the ball, because every time Odegaard, let's put it against our top captain, which should be the top. Every time Odegaard gets the ball, he cannot hold it up without falling and seeking a foul. Not everything is going to be a foul for you. So this is wasteful for us. That's constantly, okay? Martinelli, some games he's better than others, and some games he is just quiet. That we can't be having one of our players on the pitch quiet. Okay, so that's not useful at all. Kai Havertz, the same, his inconsistency every 5 games he plays too. That's the saying right now. And then who else do we have? We all know the problem with Gabriel Jesus. If he had best days, they are long behind him. He's the one of those players who got told he was so amazing early on, and for him that was enough. That was like, okay, you already told me I'm good enough. Why do I have to keep going? Ha ha, I'm great enough. So he stopped. So we can go on and on with honestly all the Arsenal players, except for the ones they don't play. I'd like to see Reece Nelson more. I'd like to see Thomas Partey more. I'd actually like to see Eddie Nketiah switch it up with Martinelli and Saka constantly, so that way they keep that hunger. I'd love to see more Emile Smith-Rowe, and I don't understand why he is not playing, because he's the type of player who has chemistry or creates chemistry with anybody he's playing with. He doesn't really matter. He's going to create chemistry, and how is he going to create chemistry? Movement. He's constantly moving for us. That's what we need. Create movement, go for us, and play for us. So we have a lot of players on the bench. It's enough of, playing the same players and expecting us to miraculously get different results. It's always going to be the same thing, the same mediocre play. And you know why it's mediocre? Because you guys are so slow. There was like a point in the season where Arsenal used to take their free kicks fast, or the throw-ins fast, and that just stopped. Why? Why can't we play fast? Why are we so stagnant lately? I know it's the end of the season, but we've had enough. These throw-ins are like 5 minutes now. It's so ridiculous. Why are we still throwing it in? We're still waiting for a throw-in that leads to nothing. Because the longer you take on the ball, it's proven it's going to lead to nothing besides a turnover. Okay, so hopefully none of those shenanigans keep happening because we're sick of it. We've had enough. Let's play fresh. Let's play simple. Let's play fundamental football, which is pass and move into space. Let's do it. Please, Arteta, and play like a real human being. We'll see you next week, Arsenal Fan TV America. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. We are on the top. We We are on the top of the league, top of the league, top of the league.